that's great.
Within the hallowed halls of KABC.
Yeah,
this is a big deal for me.
First time you've been here, right?
Yeah, this is a big deal. Yeah.
I don't see you or hear you interviewed very much. Neither you or Trey Parker, you guys don't do a lot of interviews.
I mean, it seems like a lot to us, but yeah, we turn down a lot nowadays, but, over the course of 10 years, we've done a lot of stuff.
Well, especially when there's like a big controversy, you'd think that you guys might be pushed out there to, like, with the Tom Cruise stuff. Or
the Tom Cruise thing was a perfect it was really good press for us. It ultimately ended up being really good press for us, but in the middle of it, it was like there was just we had everybody calling us, too, like the O'Reilly Factor, and CBS Morning News, New York Times, and it just was one of those things where, like, if we get in a pissing war with Tom Cruise, we're just going to have there's no way you can come out looking good. You just stink of Tom Cruise, like even if you're on the other side, you just start, we decided not to do it.
There's been a bunch of kind of high profile.
That's an Emmy-nominated episode, isn't it?
Yeah, we got nominated for Emmy for that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that.
And Team America, also there was a big controversy about the ratings. That puppets having sex got an R rating.
Yeah. Yeah, we got puppets having sex. Yeah, believe it or not. But I think part of that was just, it was a Matt and Trey movie, and the MPAA was like, okay, NC-17.
Well, that's why you have to buy the DVD, because you have to see the deleted scenes.
The deleted scenes and stuff.
Fantastic.
All right, we got a lot to talk about, and we'll do that when we come back. We got to take a quick break. 18 minutes after 11 o'clock on Talk Radio 790. April Winchell is here. Matt Stone is here.
Wow.
From South Park.
I'm so impressed
Team America.
I've never felt so welcome anywhere.
I'm so impressed with you, Mr. KBC.
All right, we'll continue right after we check the latest traffic right now.
5 to 9 Talk Radio 790 KABC.
11:22 on Talk Radio 790. Mr. KABC, April Winchell is here. Matt Stone is here from South Park. What is this that we're listening to?
I'm sorry to say that it's pop covers by the Vienna Boys Choir.
Wow.
I know.
That's fantastic.
Isn't it amazing?
Let's actually talk about musical numbers, because that's kind of a trademark of the work that you and Trey Parker do, Matt. Mm-hmm. Who writes those, and who comes up with the scores, and how does that all come to pass?
Well, the songs are basically all written by Trey. He's been writing songs since, like, he was in high school. He's, like, went to Berkeley, music school in Boston and got real training, and then came out of that and, like, even better songwriter.
What instruments does he play?
He's a pianist.
What do you play?
I play guitar and drums and bass kind of badly. Mm-hmm. Trey's a real musician. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of a dude I'm a hack musician. Mm-hmm. But, it's cool when we did, because we've always done music, and actually the first film we did together was called Cannibal the Musical when we still lived in Colorado, and it was about Alfred Packer, who's a famous cannibal,
right?
And all done kind of in the style of Oklahoma, but and the songs are good. I mean, Trey did an amazing job on these songs, but you can tell they're just like a guy's first try at a musical. And then when we did the South Park movie, when we decided to make that a musical, first of all, Paramount was not really happy with us when we decided we were going to make, this thing into a musical. But we hooked up with Mark Shaman.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
On Broadway.
Great.
And that blew it. It took, like, Trey's songs, which have a great,
And he'd do the arrangements, Mark Shaman.
Yeah.
That's what he is. He's an arranger.
Exactly. I mean, it's like Trey's amazing at hooks and song concepts and stuff. And then Mark took them and Broadwayized them in this amazing way. So it was and then that really kind of...
And did you work with the same person again with Mark Shaman for Team America?
No, we ended up working with Mark just on one song, which was the one Everyone Has AIDS, which was the Rent parody.
That was so funny.
AIDS.
Yeah. And so that made sense.
Now, who's singing that? Who does the singing on
Trey sang that song, too. Uh-huh. And then the rest of it,
I'm so funny.
We worked with the rest of it, the score and the songs were done by kind of two different people.
Uh-huh.
And we went for, that score was really not I don't know what you call it. It's called like a wallpaper score. Like it was just honest Bruckheimer score. Like just as important, and it doesn't pay attention to the jokes. It doesn't go, it doesn't like point out the jokes or anything.
Right.
And so that was, done by kind of a more...
And none of that stuff's ever been released on a CD or...
Yeah, I think
it is?
Yeah, they're around.
You can buy it?
America, yeah, sure, you can get a CD. I'm not plugging it right now, but yeah, you can.
How did it do?
I don't know. I think all right. We don't, on either of those things, like they've tried to kind of push us towards, but we've never done like the, the Kid Rock version of the song to try to get airplay. We just were really bad at that, and so we end up not selling the millions of records that you would if you did that.
How's the movie doing? It did very well in release, and then it did really, really well in DVD release, right?
Team America?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Team America is a DVD movie. If you think about it, it's like, that's a great movie to watch on DVD.
Did that do better than Bigger, Longer, and Uncut,
No.
South Park movie?
South Park did better if you're talking domestic box office.
Uh-huh.
That did about $55 million, I think.
Wow.
And Team America did about 35.
And then you did this movie, Baseball.
About 10 years ago, we did a movie called Basketball.
Basketball.
Which we just acted in. Trey and I acted in. We didn't.
Oh, I thought
David
you guys...
Zucker directed it, and
Now, that came and went fast.
That's
real
very
fast.
classy to bring up movies like that.
Thanks a lot.
Well, it's not his.
fast.
He was just an actor. You can't blame him for it.
God's
And you
sake.
always wonder, everything else you guys do is turned to gold. How come that one didn't?
No, it just wasn't very good.
Really?
But, yeah, I mean, it's all right. But it's like the reason, and I never regretted doing it. It was a great experience, and David Zucker was amazing. And but the reason we were
David
attracted
Zucker from
to,
Airplane.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the reason we were attracted to doing that was the same reason we were attracted to doing a puppet movie or an R-rated musical animated thing. Is like Basketball is a horrible idea for a movie, and that's why that's great. Let's do that. It's like that's such a bad idea for a movie. We must do that.
But when you read the script, you thought this is bad, and so we should do it.
No, not so, well. First of all, when we read the script, it was like, okay, this is like a great. No, I don't know what we were thinking, but it was like. Now I would read it. We were 20. I was 25 years old. This was 10 years ago. So you were just thinking, wow, David Zucker wants us to be in a movie. You just say yes,
right?
And then you start getting into it. And truthfully, it's a fun movie. But what we were attracted to is like, that is so stupid. Let's do that.
When you're in a partnership like you are with Trey Parker, and you're just so closely aligned because of the things that you've done, do people just think you guys are together all the time? That you guys live together in an apartment in Hollywood? I mean, what is it? Is there?
It's like prison buddies. They live in a house for women. And
Yeah,
they have to
exactly.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, especially when we first kind of started out, and it was like Matt and Trey, and then you start to think like, well, I've got to go hang out with Trey because we're Matt and Trey, and then you kind of get sick of each other, and you realize that it's really good to give each other some space.
But do you talk to each other every day, or is there weeks that go by?
When we're working, we are around each other at least 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day. Sometimes if we're working production, like 24 hours in a day. But when we're not, like right now we're on hiatus and stuff. I talked to him today, and we see each other a couple times a week if we're kind of working. But then we also won't talk for a few weeks. We'll go off and that's pretty important to do. But there's been. Like around the Team America time where, that year that we did Team America, Trey and I were probably together, like in the same, room during the day, all but maybe 2 weeks out of the entire year, like 350 days out of the year. I mean, it was just overload, And
is it one of those relationships where you guys actually will have fights and then not speak to each other for a while? Or are you guys are like, it's like guys and we don't fight, we just,
It's kind of like guys and we don't fight, and it's much more passive aggressive, if anything. Like, you just like, okay, whatever. You just get away from each other, and then you gotta go off, and then you come back. So
But
whatever we've done, it works because it worked.
But do you find that everywhere you go, like when you show up at a dinner party or something, that people go, okay, well, where's Trey?
No, not anymore. But what happens is the opposite, because we really don't. Or if we do hang out together, a lot of times it's with us and a bunch of our friends or something. And then sometimes it'll just be like, for just the way it worked out. Like it's happened like we're in Vegas with a bunch of people, and then we just happen to be walking down the street, just us together, and people are like, what are you guys doing? Like, are you in Vegas together too? Or like, we went to skiing one time and we got separated from the group, and it's just me and Trey walking around our ski stuff, and people are like, what are you guys doing? Like, is it all the time? We're like, no, we just happened to be together this one time. So, yeah.